Embarrassment is the Navy going to take before they say enough?
A San Diego-based Navy SEAL charged with murder is now responding to a bombshell confession.
Today, another SEAL confessed that he killed the ISIS prisoner, not Eddie Gallagher. 10 News reporter Brian Schlonsky is joining us. And Brian, no one saw this coming.
Well, definitely a shock. Gallagher's attorney saying they suspected something like this could come out, but never knew that it would happen today, never knew it would happen like this. Even after what did happen today, he says that he expects this trial to move forward.
What we've been saying for all this time, this is a shoddy investigation.
Harsh words for the Navy from Chief Eddie Gallagher's attorney. This coming after today's bombshell in court, fellow SEAL Corey Scott taking the stand and in a surprise move testifying that he killed the ISIS prisoner, not Chief Gallagher. Scott telling the jury that he pressed his thumb over the captive's breathing tube until he died because he would have died anyway and he wanted to save him from waking up to whatever would have happened. During cross-examination, Scott told the court that he didn't want to see Gallagher go to jail or his family endure any further harm. Gallagher's wife, Andrea, standing with her family, saying after court that today was a good day.
So to hear today that someone was finally had the bravery to stand up for the truth was refreshing after all of these years.
Prosecutors say that Scott cannot be persecuted for his testimony on the stand. He also has immunity in this case, but he can still be prosecuted for perjury. Gallagher's defense saying that even they didn't know today's twist was coming.
I had a strong suspicion based on our investigation, but I didn't know until that moment that he was actually going to go for it.
After the court calmed down from the initial shock this morning, there was a second SEAL that testified today. He's a medic. His name was T.C. Byrne. He was one of the ones wearing a helmet cam during all of this. Says he was there when the prisoner was brought in, helped Gallagher give him medical attention. He says that prisoner was alive when he left, and when he came back 15 minutes later, he was dead, but he did not see what happened in between. Reporting live, Brian Schlonsky, 10 News.
Brian, thank you. All right, after today's bombshell, there are a lot of questions about what exactly will happen with this case going forward. Joining us now is our defense attorney, legal analyst, Jan Ronis, on this case. So the question is, will the witness face any type of obstruction charges for not disclosing this any earlier? This was such a bombshell.
Right, and it's somewhat suspicious because even though he was given immunity, you're not given immunity from lying on the stand. And his, of course, defense in his redirect examination by the prosecution was that nobody asked me the question. I quite frankly find that rather absurd. I mean, this was a very serious crime. You think in an exhaustive debrief, he would have told that side of the story.
And you don't even have to be asked that question. That's just something that's said.
Right, of course. And the fact of the matter is there remain other witnesses, eyewitnesses who have previously testified that they saw Chief Gallagher, in fact, stab the person in the neck. On the other hand, I don't really know what this adds to the defense, because frankly, as an aider and abetter, two people can, conspire and agree to murder somebody. And just if somebody stabs somebody in the neck and the other person holds down the breathing tube, I mean, that seems to me like, two people participating in a murder. So I don't really, quite frankly, know how much it will help him, particularly in view of his previous stories to the contrary.
So what happens now, I guess? Is this different than a trial where a civilian would be in this situation, or is everything proceed pretty much as normal?
Well, I mean, it was one of those, Perry Mason moments, if you're old enough to remember Perry Mason. But it may not change things. I mean, look, it was shocking. It was theater. It leads you to believe that there is a great reluctance on the part of people in the military to testify against other military personnel, much like in police shooting situations. But the fact of the matter is, there are other witnesses who have testified to the contrary. He's previously given statements to the contrary, and I don't know that it'll change much, but it certainly was a shocking moment, I'm sure, for all the people that were there.
As a defense attorney, though, the defense has to be incredibly happy with the outcome of today.
Well, of course, that whether it will make much difference to the jury or not remains to be seen, and that's something we'll have to wait.
All right.
Lots to play out.
Thank you so much, Jan Ronis, for your insight today.